Hey guys, Carl here. You probably noticed the title already, so that's what we're doing today. Behind me is my OC Ray, and we're gonna be drawing her on YouTubers' art styles. I did a spin the wheel, and what are the chances, guys? Okay, I love both of these artists, so let's get right started.
Say you swear to God, put that on my face.
So I went ahead and scrolled through his socials to get some reference. But I'm not feeling confident on this one, so I might mess this up, Sam. I'm sorry. So before I started, I listed down some key signatures on how they draw. I also forgot to mention that I'll be using this base so we can easily compare the art style and the artworks. So here I tried copying the joyous eyes. I noticed it on every artwork. Well, actually, all the faces are very joyous. I don't know, it's just me. Now right here, I tried refining the jaw to match the art style. Now here's the nose and the smirk. Then I'm just gonna refine the proportions a little bit right here. And I'm gonna start shading the eyes. I actually have no idea and how the process works on his rendering or drawing. And now I'm drawing the hair. And right after that, I'm just gonna fill in the base colors. Okay, now no more voiceover. Now I'm gonna get it started with this blush. I notice all of his artworks have this soft tone under skin tone. So I figured I should use an airbrush. Okay, now I definitely don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna put a reddish tone on the nose since almost all his artworks, the nose, they have this blush on it. Okay, now I'm gonna move on to the shadows and just try not to put too much since in this kind of lighting, his shadows aren't that intense. Okay, definitely more saturated than that, just like that. I know it looks kind of ugly right now, but trust the process, guys. Okay, now for the lips. And I'm probably gonna blend this in with my watercolor brush. Oh my god, it looks like Dookie. Ah! Okay, I'm just gonna focus on the shadows on her eyelids, the little highlights, and I'm gonna do this to the eyebrow. I have no idea why, but I'm just gonna do this. Okay, right after that, I just blurred the lips. And I'm just gonna put here a desaturated darker color of red for her lips. And blurring it right after. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the eyes since it's my favorite part. I'm just gonna lightly color the color of her eyes. I did notice a detail when Sam's coloring an eye. He just puts an opposite color. I have no idea why, but it makes the drawing better. Okay, I'm not done yet with the hair, but I'm just gonna start rendering the hair. I did put some highlights, and now I'm just gonna start lightly blending so that the highlight will look natural. Just like that. I'm just trying to make it shiny as possible. Okay, back to the face. I'm just giving it a little highlight that I also noticed on Sam's artworks. And now for my favorite part, I'm just gonna put in a little highlight on the eyes. Right here and right there. And also we can't forget about the lips, of course. Okay, now for the rest of the body, the neck, the torso, I'm just gonna make this simple by just putting a shadow here. Actually, I'll make this more saturated. Okay, the body's done, and I'm gonna move on to her shirt. Trying to keep this as simple as possible. Okay, now for the last part, we're gonna be using the flat brush line. I actually noticed this a lot on his artworks, so we're gonna be using this. Just gonna put in somewhere that needs to be dark or something that needs shading. I have no idea. I'm just doing whatever. Okay, now I'm gonna put a little here and somewhere here and here. So I think we're pretty much done. So you guys let me know what you think. Pretty much aware that I'm missing some features, but yeah. Okay, now moving on to Colleen's art style. I've been watching her since 2022. Same goes for Sam though. I love his tutorials, but it's mostly Colleen. So I took note to make the eyes look like almonds and went ahead and took a different approach drawing the hair. And now for the body, I just simplified it. And then with the base color, the thing she called vampire skin tone or something. And now putting in some soft blush. And then I'm gonna get a saturated darker tone for the base color. Okay, now I'm gonna render the eyes. I know Colleen has a different approach on rendering, so I'm just basing on her old ones. Okay, now putting in some shadows here and making it smoother with my brush. And as you can see, I messed up, so I gotta clean that up. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, moving on to the body. I'm making it as simple as possible by just using a soft kind of shade of rendering. I'll just go ahead and speed this up. Okay, I put in some darker shade of the hair
But
on
what
the
the hell,
darker
boy?
areas of the hair. And we're gonna put in some highlights. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just paint this in like a ring on her head, like a halo. Okay, now a bit of a rough rendering here so that the reflection or the highlight will pop. Okay, now a darkish blue for her accessories. Right here. I'm gonna get a darker shade and just outline this. For her shirt, I'm just gonna put in a little highlight so that her shirt can pop up more. Okay, for the most exciting part, I'm gonna add an add layer and we're gonna put in some highlights. And we can't forget about the juicy lips. She's probably gonna roast me if I don't put any highlights in this. So we're gonna yeah. I did put a filter which is the chromatic aberration, which I always notice on her arts. Okay, here are the artworks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.